Hello, everyone. I'm here today to talk a little bit about Musk and Social Security and Trump and all that kind of stuff. I apologize for my bad lipstick and the two scars that are on my mouth that look like lipstick. I drank out of a Walmart fountain, and I got that's how I got it. And don't ever drink out of Walmart's fountain drinks again. I'm surprised the FDA didn't take that away because it's like a disease pod. Um, but I guess at the same time, they let all these stuff go through, like with Musk, with his monkeys that all died, and they put chips in like three people, and now they can do what people in Japan can do with a less invasive procedure. Play video games, whatever. Hopefully they can walk again, but I don't see that as really being anything. People like Musk always use the disabled to say, "Oh, I need to get this invention in really fast. Otherwise, these people are going to die and suffer." It's kind of like how I have lesions all over my brain and inflammation signs, and uh, one of my ventricles is slightly bigger than the other one. I'm surprised. My brain actually did a really good recovery from that one. I mean, for what it was. I mean, most people who go through that die when the pressure releases and stuff like that. It messes all the chemicals up in your body, and that was some fun stuff in St. Louis. Cops were chasing me everywhere. They were like, "No, we don't want you in jail. We got enough crazies in jail already." Yeah, I know. I'm forever crazy, so I can't say anything. But I would like to talk about SS or Social Security. Most of the people that live in the home I do depend on that, or very strongly, because they can't take care of themselves fully, like I can't anymore. Like with me, like I have to fight all the people who come at me constantly, and it's really annoying. Um, with their spooks or whatever. I haven't had one since Mike, but I mean, it's like these people need this help, and I need this help too. And I wouldn't have even had these problems had they not been a psycho on me. But since I'm alone and terribly weak, yeah, I become a target, and sometimes it's hard to avoid. Like when I was in high school, boys talked about raping me, like I told you about the bike trail. Um, or not the bike trail, but they were talking about putting their slapping balls in me and stuff like that, and that was annoying. But since I rank so low in society, I can't really claim those things. When you try to fight back, it just ends up making it worse. So I just try to get rid of them. If not on that level. Now I am fighting Musk because I just think this is ridiculous. He's a little spoiled brat who's never really accomplished anything and always enslaved people and blackmailed them to get anything done. Um, he wants to go to Mars, but we don't have that kind of money at the moment to go to Mars. I mean, because we've got an asteroid that's heading our way, and other things that we need to explore before we go to Mars. Because, and we should go to the moon actually more than Mars. I'm sure in the future we will learn how to control our climate. We don't need to put a bunch of radioactive crap on Mars like Musk wants. It's already bad enough over there. The only people who are going to live on Mars are going to have to live under the surface in the lava tubes. But if you can, when they can control, and when we're more advanced and stuff, then we'll be able to start Mars again, and then, you know, be there. But right now, it's just going to get people killed. I mean, kind of like all the monkeys that Musk killed, and then he got to go ahead because people use people like me to get past barriers. Like, oh, Taylor, she's got schizophrenia. We gotta help her now. That's after chasing me for months and putting me in Outland by Cell Dweller. I'm so sick of them doing that. Yeah, because I can get through paths other people can't, and it's been frustrating. But I am really concerned for the people that live with me right now because they have nothing. I don't know if Musk just wants to see people out in the street and stuff, begging, and then he comes with his big weapon and kills them all. Um, the Imperfect Children. I wrote a book, like, I don't even remember, a long time ago, called Dawn of the Hives by Rebecca Troop, even though I did it wrong, and my pen name, I put it out. Yeah, it's cute little mistakes I made as a youth. Um, and it's kind of just, I was just making fun of them like a joke, like, make the children pure, if they have emotional sickness they must die, drink the fungus so you don't get this immortal sickness or emotional sickness or whatever. Yeah, and because that's what they do. They always like say I don't matter or anything, and I'm using my emotions like, not in a way that's profitable for them. It's like I don't even have half the time. Half the time something happens, just like I'm like, okay, well, that was pointless. Um, yeah, so I know Musk has no heart and no brain. And I guess I have to blame his father a little bit about this because he kept letting his son fail. And then he let him, just go into the world and doom us all. Um, yeah, it's just like that. I mean, he had access to money, and money is power in the world. And it's like, why did you ever help him? Because when people are inadequate, they have this big chunk missing from them, and the more character flaws, like having to be, you know, the best because you're last. I mean, it's really annoying. It's like, just accept that you're not very good at this. And he's not going to be building the ships to Mars. Just like I said, it'll be engineers and people who have degrees, like way, 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 way smart people. I mean, you should see some of the people that go to UMR, man. It's like, where did you get your brain from? Please help me. I guess I need a removal of the brain. That would make me smart. I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes when they're mad at me or something, like, or when they used to be, I would be like trying to learn something, and they would put me on all these pills and say it was going to make me better. And I was like, well, you just made it worse. I eventually got on the right medication, and I've been doing okay. I'm still fat. I'm putting the camera at a slightly better angle than I usually do. I still have my chin and everything else. It's kind of sad. Sometimes I do look at my old friends from high school, and like they've accomplished, like they have careers and kids and activities, and they get together, and I never got to have that. For 13 years, what do I have to show? I don't know. I have a cat. Mr. Kiko has been my 13 years of achievement. I mean, their kid's already in high school. I'm like, dang. I guess I'm a stalker, but if they don't block me, I don't care. I don't usually comment on them anymore anyway. I had to get rid of everyone who was a professional because I would drag them down with my reputation. None of this would have happened had I been able to go to a vocation, or if I would have gone for an English degree, and people in my family wouldn't have been so selfish about my grandma offering to pay for it. I mean, and it was just ridiculous. It's like, well, you've got a disabled person and you want to make them productive, but they just throw us to the wind and we go straight to hell. So, like Corey Johnson, and then we have to run away from Jairus Johnson constantly, and all the people who, just hate women, and they really hate women. Like, they have made things really impossible now. Um, for them, especially as single parents. And then the guys are like, haha, we don't have to support you anymore. And it's like, why are you proud of this? I mean, you don't have to support the baby mama, but I mean, you better support your kid. That is your responsibility. But nobody takes responsibility anymore. I guess I'll keep fighting the powers that be and get nowhere except more brain problems. I get them anyway, it's funny. Like the side slapping balls the immature people did in high school, and also how they did it to me with machines. They're just pieces of shit, and this is why we vote. We don't let people just, have all this power, because they don't. They're destructive, and they haven't been vetted, Whatever, man. Seriously.